Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome and good morning. I hope you can all hear. I hope you can all hear me. So, without wasting much of our time, we are now going to start with the lecture. So, let me share my slides and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is Biochem 242, and Biochem 242 is a general concept of metabolism. So, I hope you can hear me and also you are ready for the class. So let me actually share my slides without wasting much of our time. So okay, so please can you see the slides? Okay, Senior Obi, good morning. Please can you see the slides? Sonia Obi, can you see the slides? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And don't forget that the last time we started discussing on the uh, although I send you several videos on the metabolism, we started with the video on the general. Okay, Fatima Aliyu said no. Please, can you see the slides? Is the slide clear? Can you see the slides? Please, can you see the slides? Can you see the slides? Please respond. I said, can you see the slides? Okay, so as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we actually started with the metabolism, that is Biochem 242, and I send you various videos starting with the basic concept of the metabolism. We even started some pathways like glycolysis, glycolysis and cancer, glycolysis and sickle cell anemia, and sorry, hemolytic anemia. We also look at that. So in this video, we are going to have a live discussion on almost everything that you have watched from my previous video. So let me start actually by asking questions because that is why I said that it is going to be a live discussion. Please, what do you understand with the basic concept of metabolism? What do you understand with the basic concept of metabolism? Okay, good morning, Lizzie Quinn. Thank you for joining. So you see, in this video, we are going to look at the introduction to metabolism, and this presentation will provide an overview of metabolism and its significance. So this is where we are going to start with. What is metabolism? Okay, good morning, Lizzie. So what is metabolism? Metabolism is refers to the sum of all chemical reactions in the body. So when you take all some chemical or sum of all chemical reactions that are taking place in our body is what we call metabolism. So in humans or in living organisms, there are billions and millions of reactions that are taking place. In fact, we talk, we eat, We do each and every activities because of the reactions that are taking place in our body. So, so when we said metabolism is a sum total of all the chemical reactions that are taking place in our body, that is metabolism. We cannot do anything without reactions taking place in our body. So when you add all those reactions together, when you sum them all together, is what you call metabolism. So these reactions are essential for converting food into energy. So most of those reactions that are taking place in our body, they are not just actually converting food into energy, they are beyond that. They are beyond that. Because in metabolism, you have several reactions, and some of the reactions are associated with the conversion of energy, sorry, food into energy. Like, for example, okay, please, what are the macromolecules that are found in our body? What are the macromolecules that are found in our body? You know that we did biochem 241. So let me start from there. What are the macromolecules that are found in our body? What are macromolecules that are found in our body? I'm waiting for your response. What are the macromolecules that are found in our body? Okay, good morning, Joy Kande. What are the macromolecules that are found in our body? So you forgot. So let me mention them since you cannot mention. So the macromolecules that are found in our body, we have carbohydrates, we have proteins, and we have lipids. And these are basically the basic classes of food that we found in our body. So this some of the reactions that are taking place in our body. Their major role in our body is to convert food into energy, because energy is what we use in doing work, is what we do, is what we use in doing every activity. So you cannot talk without energy. You cannot see things without energy. I hope my voice is loud and clear. So you cannot do anything without energy. So one of the essential or importance of the reactions that are taking place in our body is to convert food into energy. And that energy is in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So as we are doing the lecture, we are coming to that. So then the next thing, after introducing the metabolism, we have two types of metabolism. So don't forget I told you that it is going to be just an introduction. So now, what are the difference between catabolism and anabolism? So these are the types of metabolism. We have catabolism, we have anabolism, and we also have amphibolism. So when we said catabolism, it involves it involves breaking down of molecules to release energy. I think you can see from the diagram here, in the case of catabolism, we have a larger molecules, and that larger molecules break down into smaller ones, and at the end, energy is produced. So, ladies and gentlemen, in metabolism, in catabolism, you break down large molecules of food into smaller ones, or large molecules in general into smaller ones, and at the end, energy is produced. And examples of this catabolism, we have lipolysis, we have glycolysis, we have proteolysis, we have pro we have proteolysis, we have glycolysis, glycogenolysis. All these are the examples of catabolic pathways, and at the end of each of these catabolic pathways that break down a large molecules into smaller one with the production of energy. So it means that at the end of catabolisms, energy are produced. And then anabolism. So anabolism is the process of building complex molecules from smaller ones. So in the case of anabolism, you are using a smaller molecules and you consume energy in the process to produce a larger molecule. So that means in anabolism, you are using a smaller molecules, join them together to produce a larger one. But in the process where the smaller molecules join together and energy is consumed. So that's why in anabolism is an energy consumption process. So it's a process that involves the input of energy. So it consumes energy rather than producing energy. So anabolism use energy while catabolism produce energy. And we also have amphibolism. So amphibolism is when you have catabolism and anabolism taking place at the same time. So that is what you call amphibolism. So we have three types of metabolism. We have catabolism, we have anabolism, and then we have amphibolism. So the next thing after this is the role of enzymes. What are the role of enzymes in metabolism? The role of enzymes in metabolism, first, we know that enzymes are biological catalysts that speed up metabolic reactions. So generally in metabolism or in reactions, the reaction can take time. The reaction can take years, the reaction can take days. But with the use of enzymes, the enzymes can speed up the rate of the reaction. Instead of the reaction to take longer time, with the presence of enzymes, it will occur within a short possible time. So it speeds up or it increases the rate of the reaction. It makes the reaction happen quickly. That is what you call what is that is the role of the enzyme. So generally, the enzymes aid in facilitating the metabolic reactions that are taking place in our body. And how they do that? They do that by lowering the activation energy. Because generally, activation energy is the energy required or is the energy that must be overcome before the reaction takes place. So that is why you use enzymes to lower the activation energy so that the reactant can easily be converted into product. That is the role of enzymes in metabolism. So in addition, ladies and gentlemen, what is the energy currency of a cell? The energy currency of a cell is ATP. So the ATP is known as the energy currency of a cell. So it's the energy that we use in our body. So ATP is produced during cellular respiration and used for various cellular processes. So the energy currency in our body is ATP. Okay, good morning, Chima. So the energy currency of our body is called ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, and this ATP is usually produced during cellular respiration. And in this video, we are going to look at those cellular respiration that involve energy generation. Okay, thank you very much, Chima, for following. So we are going to look at each and every cellular respiration that take place in our body in order to produce or generate the ATP. And this ATP that are generated, it is very important for various cellular processes. And we are going to look at that. So we're talking about food can be converted into energy, and the energy produced from the food molecules that we are taking is ATP. And how this ATP is utilized in our body. The ATP usually hydrolyzed to produce ADP. There are three phosphates. So one of the phosphate can break down, as you can see from the diagram. We have ATP, and the ATP hydrolyzed to produce ADP. So the energy generated during the hydrolysis of ATP to ADP is what gives us energy in our body. So that is what we call, or that is the energy currency of our cells. So then the next thing after defining or after describing the energy currency is the cellular respiration. So we're talking about cellular respiration. So what is cellular respiration? A cellular respiration is a process by which cells convert glucose into ATP. So get that, ladies and gentlemen. Cellular respiration is a process by which cells convert glucose into ATP. And that is why we have two types of cellular respiration. We have anaerobic respiration and we have aerobic cellular respiration. When we said anaerobic respiration is a type of respiration that doesn't require oxygen. And examples of such cellular respiration that doesn't require oxygen is glycolysis. And we also have aerobic cellular respiration. So the aerobic respiration is a type of respiration in which the process takes place in the presence of oxygen. So it usually takes place when there is oxygen. That is what you call aerobic cellular respiration. And examples of this aerobic cellular respiration, we have Krebs cycle and electron transport chain. So in this video, we are going to look at these three cellular respiration briefly, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are following. Please, are you following me? So the next thing after this cellular respiration, so we are going to look at one of the cellular respiration starting with glycolysis. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I send you link on glycolysis. So the first thing now I want to ask you, how many steps do we have in glycolysis? How many steps do we have in glycolysis? Please put it on the comment section. How many steps do we have in glycolysis? How many steps do we have in glycolysis? I'm waiting for your response. How many steps do we have in glycolysis? Excellent, Shima. We have 10 steps in glycolysis. And this glycolysis is divided into three phases. Excellent, excellent, Lucia. So we have 10 steps, and how many phases do we have in glycolysis? Let's write it on the comment section. How many phases do we have in glycolysis? Yes, Joy Akande. In some textbooks, you will see two paces, and in some textbooks, you will see three paces. But what are those paces? Who can mention them? Mention them on the comment section of this video. Okay, so what are those paces? Please mention the paces. What are those pieces? Mention them on the comment section of the video. What are those pieces, please? So nobody can mention the pieces? Nobody can mention the pieces. Okay. So number one, we have splitting phases, and we have we have energy generating phase. The two phases we have preparatory, excellent. We have forward phase and we have yield phase. Yes, I can collect. I can accept this, but you can call it energy investment phase or preparatory phase. The first step is called energy investment phase or preparatory phase, and then the second one we have payoff phase or energy generating phase or yield phase. I can accept that. But the other one, which is not mentioned, there is also a splitting phase. So in some textbooks, you will see three phases, while in some textbooks, you will only see two phases. I hope it is clear. So these are the three phases of glycolysis. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you after this lecture, for those of you that didn't watch the video on glycolysis, to go back and watch that video. So first, glycolysis is the first step in cellular respiration that occur in the cytoplasm. So the first step in glycolysis is cellular is glycolysis. So the first step in cellular respiration is glycolysis, and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. So, ladies and gentlemen, get it is very important. Glycolysis is the first step in cellular respiration, and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. What happened? In glycolysis, it involves the breaking down of glucose into two molecules of pyruvate, producing small amount of energy. It is called small amount of energy because a very few amount of energy that are generated. So please, I want you to tell me how many ATP are generated in glycolysis, because we have done that, or I send you video on that. How many ATP are generated in glycolysis? How many ATP are generated in glycolysis? How many ATP are generated in glycolysis? This class is biochemistry, which is metabolism. I'm Enat Formula Ishola. Thank you for joining the YouTube membership. But if you are a 200 level second semester student, I advise you to upgrade to short videos and PQ, which is 1500, because that is where most of your video are. So I advise you to join 1500. So it's simple. You can just go back, scroll down, you will see 1500. So you just upgrade. So only 1750 will be deducted, and that will make a sum of 1500 naira. So excellent. Would get your answer is correct. During glycolysis, only two ATP are generated. That is why it is called small amount of ATP. So only two molecules of ATP are generated. So that is briefly on glycolysis, and you can see these are the steps. We have glucose, which at the end converted into two molecules of pyruvate, and there are 10 enzymes. There are three regulatory enzymes, and I send you videos on the glycolysis itself, the regulatory enzymes, So that is actually what happened in glycolysis. So I advise you, because we have a video already on glycolysis. I'm just revising because we have passed all this level. So I'm just trying to have like a general discussion with you on this, so that at least you can go back to the videos. So I have a video that will give you, I think it's a 40-minute video that will give you a detailed explanation of the glycolysis. Please, I advise you, because most of these things, they usually come out in your exam. They will definitely come out from your exam. So that is why try to understand the details. And this course is very bulky. That is why you came 242. It is very bulky. So please take your time, try to start understanding some of the basic concept now. If not, it will be very bulky, and at the end will end up confusing. So uh so the next steps of cellular respiration is Krebs cycle. The next step of cellular respiration is Krebs cycle. So what happened in Krebs cycle? A Krebs cycle is also known as citric acid cycle. So the other name for Krebs cycle is known as the citric acid cycle, and it occurs in the mitochondria. So you see, glycolysis take place in the in the cytoplasm, while Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle occur in the mitochondria. So it further process pyruvate to produce electron carriers and carbon dioxide. So during cellular respiration, or during this Krebs cycle, the pyruvate that are produced from the citric acids, from the glycolysis, will further be processed through Krebs cycle to produce electron carriers and carbon dioxide. So first in Krebs cycle, the pyruvate produced from glycolysis will be converted into acetyl-CoA, condensed with oxaloacetate to produce citrate using citrate synthase, and then continue. So in Krebs cycles, we have 8 steps, and at the end, the electron carriers that we are talking about here, you see, it further processes pyruvate to produce electron carriers and carbon dioxide. The electron carriers are NADH and FADH. So NADH and FADH are generated during the Krebs cycle, and at the end, these Krebs cycles will also further be processed in the electron transport chains to generate a lot of other ATP. So this is actually how it happens. So Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. So this is actually a basic knowledge that I want to give you on this in the metabolism, so that at least when we come to discuss each and every of these metabolisms, you will enjoy them. So we already done with glycolysis, and if you have any other issues or problem, and also you need detailed explanation, you check my video on the glycolysis. So that is Krebs cycle, and then the next thing after Krebs cycle is electron transport chain. So electron transport chain is the final stage of cellular respiration. So please, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget. You see, for electron transport chain is the final step. Glycolysis is the first step. So the electron transport chain, it uses electrons from NADH and FADH2 to produce large amount of ATP. So you see, large amount of ATP are generated in the electron transport chain, because in electron transport chain, about 34 molecules of ATP are generated. Sorry, about 32 molecules of ATP are generated. Okay, Chika, you are welcome. So that is why most of the energy produced during cellular respiration are produced in the electron transport chain. Two molecules are produced, 2 molecules of ATP are produced in the in the glycolysis, 1 molecules of ATP in the Krebs cycle, and then the remaining ATP about 36 of the ATP. Sorry, about 35 or 34 of the ATP are produced from electron transport chain. And all these things, I already have all these videos on my YouTube channel. So, but I will be sending you the link to the videos time to time so that at least we'll be covering them. So then the next thing after this is of course the importance of metabolism. So metabolism is essential for growth, reproduction, and maintaining cellular functions. And it also plays a key role in energy balance and nutrient utilization in organisms. So maintaining cellular homeostasis is also one of the role of metabolism. So the cell membrane selectively permeable or the cell membrane selective permeability nature is essential for maintaining cellular homeostasis. So the steady state of operations inside the cell. So you see the metabolism is also very important in maintaining cellular homeostasis. It is also very important in energy balance and nutrient utilization. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, I don't want to take much of our time. I just felt like let's have some discussion on the general concept of metabolism, and I hope you enjoy the discussion. And please feel free to ask questions and also try to join to my YouTube community so that at least you will have access to all my videos on physiology, anatomy, biochemistry. So, is there any question, ladies and gentlemen? Do you have any question before we proceed? Please, do you have any question before we proceed? Sorry, before we stop, because we are stopping here. We just have a basic introduction of the concept of metabolism. Please, do you have any question? So, for those of you that are yet to join to the YouTube membership, please try to do that so that at least you'll have access to all the videos. So, thank you very much and see you next.